Hey, good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. Um, Today I wanted to talk to you about I got a story for you, actually. About when I first started coaching speed. It was a very, very interesting time. But first, couple of announcements to make. Um, got some massive, massive um, sponsors and commercial partners are lined up for the certification, which is amazing. Um, London date to be announced late May, which is going to be amazing. Another off the cuff seminar on the 8th of May in London, which is going to be announced tomorrow, which is Friday the 8th. So it's insane. It's nuts. It's going to be so good. But that on itself, and also inside the legacy group, got Mike Boyle. Mike Boyle is presenting. If you don't know who Mike Boyle is, then you need to check him out. And that is adding to just the list, the long list of top of the game people that have come in and spoke to all the coaches that we work with. And also the new online speed platform, Sports Speed Online, is well on the way and on the horizon. Thank you for all those who completed the forms and the surveys and everything to help us build something that is what you want. So that'll be launching in due course. But yeah, back to the story. So when I first started getting into strength and conditioning, it came around because I broke my leg. And that really drove my pursuit. But before that, when I was 17, I was training with the first team at my local rugby club. And there's a guy called Alan Simmons. And Alan Simmons had played for England. He played for Wasps. And he was a hooker. And he really took me under his wing. And I needed that at the time. I was 17. I was very tall. I was very skinny. A couple of years before I got let go from a Premiership academy for being too skinny, which was fantastic. That probably means now that I just wasn't very good. I wasn't good enough at that time in my career, which is absolutely fine. And having been on that side of the coin now, it's usually never because you're skinny. That's a bit awkward. But anyway, the the guy Alan, he took me under his wing, and he was like, "Would you want to play first team this year because you're good enough to play first team?" I was like, "Yeah, I'd love to play first team." Is that right? So we need to put some weight on you. We actually need to bulk you up. And so I would do circuits with him on a Monday. So he used to bring me into the gym, and there was 8 to 10 different pieces of equipment, like resistance machines. And we literally worked circuits on those for probably 6 months, just trying to get stronger. You know, single joint, like hamstring curls, leg extensions, your calf raises, chest press, shoulder press, the rows. There was a chest supported row machine. And we would just go around in a circuit, and we'd do like 5 of 15 reps each, and our eyes just blew up. Like, I got massive. I put on a couple of kilos anyway, not massive, but and I was strong. I just found, before we did any barbell movement, it got me into any barbell lifting. That's what we did. And we did classic GPP circuits, and it worked so well. Like, my body felt amazing. He really graduated me through, and it was only through one session a week. You know, because I was doing rugby twice a week, and I was doing weights on a Monday. I didn't have to do any speed or plyometrics because I was quite fast naturally. Knowing that now, I probably would have done a bit more speed and plyometrics anyway, but that's beside the point. But it took me on this journey of growth and development, and then before you know it, I was nearly 15 stone. I put on about 3 stone in less than a year, and it was all muscle. And that year I had an amazing year, and it took me on to much higher levels, with the sliding door moment when I was actually getting looked at by Wasps Academy and they came to the wrong club. They came to the old club when I was playing for the new club that had scouted me up a few higher levels, and I broke my leg on that day. So we went to the wrong place. I broke my leg on that day, and then that's what got me into S&C. That was my turning point. And so I then a couple of years later ended up getting an internship at Wasps and had to coach speed properly for the first time, and I didn't have a bloody clue what I was doing. I did not have an utter clue what I was doing, because the problem being that I'd always been fast. I'd always been fast. I lent to my trait. I could take someone on the outside, and I developed, in sport, you're always going to do what you're naturally quite good at. So that's what I would do. I wouldn't get involved in any of the close quarter change of direction stuff, which is now playing American football is coming to bite me in the ass. After camp this weekend, my hamstrings still hurt from the amount of cutting and turning and decel. Only joking. And the so when I had to sit down and when I had to go like, oh, here you go, you're going to coach a group of athletes, speed, I was like, I didn't know what to do. And the reason why I got my internship is I had overseen and shadowed someone called James Smith, who's thinker, who's one of the brightest minds in strength and conditioning that you'd ever know, and a really nice man, that he allowed me to come and sit with him and watch him for a couple of weeks. And in that time, he started teaching me about running mechanics, and he started teaching me about technique, and he started teaching me about plyometrics and rudimentary series and all this amazing stuff that I was like, this is unbelievable. Power speed drills, power speed on incline drills. Like, this stuff was just blowing my mind. And I never really thought about how you can go about and coach this stuff, and how about you can actually go and make those changes, because through my degree, we never did a speed lecture. Through my other training qualification, never did. It was all revolved around Olympic weightlifting and barbell movements, and then like analysis and stuff. So and that's a human performance degree and strength and conditioning masters. There wasn't a lot on speed in a master's either, which was frightening. And so I just loved it, because it opened my eyes, because I could see, and I looked at it from a very selfish point of view. I was like trying to figure out how at the time I could make myself better, because I was still playing, I still play, I compete, I'm a competitor, that's what I do. And so the way that it just came about to me, I was like, this is amazing, and I now know why I'm naturally XYZ and I can do this. But then what I had to do is then take all of that, and then, as I said before, go and coach a group of athletes. I didn't have a bloody Scooby what I was doing, which is then when I started to go back, and I was like, remember what you learned from this guy, and start piecing things together and testing and trying things. And I just developed this massive love affair, because for my own journey, my problem was I wasn't big enough, but I was always fast. But for most people's journey is that they're usually big enough, but they're not fast enough. And now every training and popularized training method is revolving around athletes. Like, you can go to the gym and you can lift a weight, you can put more weight on it, and you can gauge your progress. How are you doing that with speed? You don't know, because you don't have the technical nous and the knowledge like I didn't. I was running fast because I was just fast. That's what I was. And I remember people telling, I can't get fast, it's just genetics. Like, you just don't you can't improve the speed, which is just ridiculous. So I just, so now it's kind of the mission is to give that speed back to people, and be the Alan Simmons to that person. Be that person that would take someone under their wing and go, this is actually how you can do it. If you're playing in the lower leagues, then it still doesn't matter, because of 1 or 2 sessions a week, you can do this. If you're playing, we're preparing guys for 40-yard NFL combines, CFL combines, international professional rugby, whatever you want to do. It's just people that want to be fast. And that is where it's come to in this journey, that it's about the people making the people fast. And when I first started coaching, I didn't have a bloody clue what I was doing, and I'm so proud to be able to admit that. And now 10, 15 years later, I still don't have a real clue, because everything is a guess. And because you are making academic based and field based guess bases on the data and your current information level that you have. But I'm just enjoying it, and we're getting results, and it's so much fun. Yeah, I'm going on a bit of a tangent now, but that's it for the morning coffee today. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you're interested, on April 13, I am doing a free live 60-minute webinar to talk about the #1 framework that I developed, which did unlock everything for me in terms of speed. So if you want to get involved in that, click on the link below. If you're on the podcast, in the description, YouTube link below, Facebook link, anywhere, I'll add it in now. So I appreciate you guys, and have a great day.